Shalom. Call hello Allah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, which means all praises to Yahweh, which is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who you people in the world ignorantly call God. Ba'ashem, in the name of Yahushua, which is the name of the only begotten Son, who you people in the world ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Once again, the true names of the Heavenly Father and the Son, His only begotten Son, is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Also, Shalom to you brothers, you Akim that's pushing and spreading his word throughout the four corners of the earth, who's also uplifting the names Yahweh by Shemel Shah. Shalom once again to you Akim. Also shalom to the Israelite foreigners, the speckled bird, man, woman, and child, wherever you may be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, whose bloodline traces back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all forefathers, though you may look like the heathen nations you're scattered amongst, which the heathen nations, as you see on this chart, are the nations starting from 2 on down. Those are the heathen nations. Also, if your lineage, your bloodline goes back to these people, as you see right here on this chart right here, through the man, and if your spirit bear witness with this word, this truth, and you can receive it to the speckled bird, man, woman, and child, if this does apply to you, you are Israelites, though you do look like the heathen that you're scattered amongst due to the scattering of these people on this chart. So you will once again have Israelites come looking like the heathen nations, but they're indeed Israelites because they're under the curses of Deuteronomy 28 to 15 verse on down. Their spirit bear witness with this word, this truth, that they are the sons and daughters of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shah. And once again, their lineage goes back to these people through the man, though it don't, it's through the man. So don't, even if they come out looking like a heathen, if their father's an Israelite, then that will make them an Israelite as well. To you few Akwaf, which is you few Israelite sisters that tune in and listen, shalom to you as well. To the elect of the nation of Israel, wherever you may be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, who's being awoken and brought back to repentance, to Yahweh Ba'ashem Al-Shah, shalom to you as well. To so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you combine, consist, and make up the 12 tribes of Israel. You are the Hebrew Israelites, the chosen people of the Most High Yahweh. And once again, His only begotten Son, whose name is Yahweh Shah, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Okay? And I seen this at work, yesterday, going in on this Edomite, Derek Chauvin. It's saying that he could get $1.5 million in benefits. Okay? So even if he gets convicted, of the killing of George Floyd, which I believe, he did, if I'm not mistaken, get convicted, but it was, let me just play the video. Slocky for commercial. Anyway.
Thriving, and that's no small thing.
So this is say he could receive up to $50,000 a year, man. See, this is what they do. Okay, when it comes to you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, okay, this is what they do. They kill you and get off on doing it, man. Okay? Because if you go in the scriptures, which in case you knew, the Edomites, Esau, Edom, if you don't know when I say that, who that is, okay, this is who Esau is, okay? Who you know today in this world as the so-called Caucasian race, okay? They're the Edomites. That's their biblical nationality. This is the nationality that they've been hiding from. This is what they've been calling themselves, all these other names to hide themselves from, that they're indeed they're Edomites. And we're, in fact, the Israelites, okay? This is who they are, okay? They're the wicked and they're the main adversary of the children of Israel, okay? And they get off on you, killing you Israelites. Because if you go into the scriptures right quick, what does it say? What is the characteristics of Esau? You know, didn't I say he was a hunter? As I'm about to get this, Genesis 25 and 21 says, and Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived, and the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. You know, let me get that word struggle. I want to see what it's going to say real quick. The word is restats. It says to crush, oppress, you know, to grievously, to grievously, what does it say? To grievously oppress. It says literally, figuratively, break, bruise, crush, discourage, oppress, struggle together, man. Okay? And that's what you're seeing. You're seeing one nation of people, the Edomites, Esau, Edom. They're ruling right now because this is their blessing. They living out their blessing. They living in their kingdom. Okay, oppressing who? Jacob. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Okay? They're oppressing you. And really, he's oppressing the whole world now. Okay? It's gotten to that point. But because speaking of Jacob versus Esau, this is what you're doing. But this hatred, this fighting between us and them goes all the way back to the womb of Rebekah. Really goes back, as I always bring out, it goes back to Cain. Okay? When Cain slew Abel, okay? That spirit of Cain is in these Edomites. Okay? And just to keep going, it says, and the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy woman, two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and one people shall be stronger than the other people, which we as the Israelites, we're stronger than them. Okay? But right now, in that them being in their kingdom and them having that blessing, the Lord blessed them with the sword. And they're using that sword to their advantage. Okay? And they're using the sword mainly on you Israelites, man. Okay? That's what they doing. It says, but we're stronger than them. And the elder shall serve the younger. Who's the elder? If you go down a little bit more, the elder who came out first, Esau, you know, is going to say it. But it says, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like in hairy garment. They call his name Esau. And that just shows you the chart of who that is, man. You Caucasians, man. Okay? I'm not talking about Israelites that look like you Edomites. I'm talking about you straight up Edomites, man. You know? So you're the elder. You came out first. And after that came his brother out. And his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 60 years old when she bare him. And the boys grew. And Esau was a cunning hunter, man. Okay? A man of the field. And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Because if you look at Jake, the characteristics of Jake, what Jake like to do? Jake like to kick back. You know, they like to chill out. You know? Esau, unlike Esau likes to, be out there. He likes to hunt. And you see that in him today. You see that same hunt. Because if you look up hunters or deer hunters or any animal hunters, who are you mostly gonna see? You're gonna see Edomites. Okay? But that's that's the description that the scriptures describe them as, showing that these people are Esau. Okay? But Esau is a hunter, man. Okay? And he's a good hunter. Okay? He hunts. He hunts life basically. Because Esau is anti-life. Esau is pro-death. He's anti-life. And if you go to Lamentations 5, let me see. Lamentations 4. Actually, you know what? Let me see. You still see it, that hunting spirit on him through his police force. This is what you see. It's Lamentations 4 and 17 says, as for our eyes, as this is our people speaking, right? It says, as for our eyes, as yet failed for our vain hope, In our watching, we have watched for a nation that cannot save us, man. Okay? And that's what our people, a majority of our people do. You seek, love, you seek protection, you seek help, you know, and you seek recovering from your enemies, your oppressor, man. The main one being these Edomites. Okay, you had Jake's. I had seen an article where you had Jake's asking Joe Biden, to save them, man. Okay, and these people have made it clear that they hate you, and they've made it clear that that they will never help you, man. They've made it clear that they want you destroyed, man. They want to keep you in this lower state, you know. They're not going to change because the Lord has it like that. The Lord has it to where Jacob and Esau hates each other. He put enmity between the woman, which the woman represents you tribes, and the serpent, which the serpent represents the seed line of Esau, Edom. He was that old serpent in the garden, man. It was not a snake. It was Esau, okay? Before he was stripped of his pigment, you know? They hunt our steps that we cannot go into our streets. Go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. Okay? And this is what you've been seeing playing out for decades, man. Okay? Jake, we just be walking down the street, cops will pull up, get him against the wall, pat him down. If he didn't have anything on him, what they do? They plant drugs, plant guns. Okay? They'll rouse you up, and then what? Jake get carnal a little bit, and they'll do what they do. They take you down, and they eventually might lead to you being put to death by Esau, which at the end of the day, the Heavenly Father is controlling Esau. Esau is he's the whooping stick of the Most High against you tribes for your disobedience, for your rebellion. Okay? But still though, this is what they do. They hunt you jakes. Okay? They can't wait for you jakes to be riding down the highway just so they could pull you over. And you see them flashing blue and red lights. Your heart start racing. Which that goes back to the curses, man. Okay? This is what they do. Put drugs and guns in your communities just so they could be justified in putting laws and legislation in place to come in your neighborhoods to lock you up and use these draconian laws, okay, to put you away for good, man. This is what they do. They hunt your steps on every level, man. Okay? Every aspect of this man's system is a way to oppress Jake, man. Okay, to keep you on the bottom, Our persecutors, which are the heathen, but Esau, Edom is the main persecutor of our people. He's always been that main persecutor of our people. He's always been seeking our downfall, It says our persecutors are swifter than the eagles, which that's a key, the eagle. Who loves to use the eagle? The Edomites, of the heaven. They pursue us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness. Because if you go back during the time of Egypt, okay, ancient Egypt, because this is spiritual Egypt right here, we're in, they, when we were being, the Lord was guiding us, when we were being led through the wilderness, the first heathens to attack us was Amalek, them so-called Jewish people, which they're really Edomites. They're from the stock of the house of Edom, They were the first to attack us, man. Okay? Because the scriptures say, for we shall have war with Amalek from generation to generation. They have always plotted on attacking Jake, man. This is all they think about, man. When they go to sleep, when they get up in the morning, when they see you walking and getting on the road, all they think about is shooting you down or killing you. Okay? Or really murdering you, This is what they think, So this is what they do. They hunt your steps, man. Then they let me get Zechariah 11 and 4. For it says, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, my power, feed the flock of the slaughter. And who's the flock of the slaughter? You Israelites, man. Okay? You're being led completely to the slaughter on all levels, man. Okay? This man literally set a system of death and oppression for you. Says, whose possessors slay them, which is Esau, and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. okay? And they don't shut these people not. They about to get this man, what 1.5 million? Let him keep that in pensions, after he just murdered man, okay? This is what they doing. Because if you, to look up something real quick, I'm going to show you something. Because a lot of our people, another thing, they don't, they don't understand, you know? They think, a lot of our people, you think you're a part of this man's system, that you have the same rights as he, you're considered, as equal as him. That's not true, okay? Because if you look at this, which I know some of you heard of this, this is an article, says the 3/5 clause of the United States Constitution, 1786. I'm not going to read all of it, but I'm going to read a large chunk of it. It says, often misinterpreted to mean that African Americans, which were not African Americans, were that you so-called African Americans, once again, are the tribe of Judah, the head tribe. Okay? It says African Americans are considered 3/5 of a person, or that they are 3/5 of a citizen of the United States. Okay? So within this man's constitution, you're not even considered a full human. Okay? You're not considered a full human. You're considered 3/5 of a human being in this man's eyes, in this system. But our people think, they free. Our people think, you can't do that. I have rights. You don't have rights. When a lot of these laws and a lot of these, you know, amendments were created, you were what? You were in the fields picking cotton, okay? You were basically a slave, man, which we still are slaves. But I'm talking about when we were literally brought over here against our own will, and forced to pick cotton, forced to work the fields, forced to build these buildings and infrastructures that you see, you know? That was all done by our hands. And while you was doing that, these laws were being put in place. But who these laws apply to? It applies to the children of this world, aka the Edomites, man. Even some of the heathen, man. Okay? They don't apply to you, Jakes. But that's what Jake don't understand. Jake think they free, you know? But anyway, I'm gonna read a little bit more. It says, let me see where I left off at. It says the 3/5 clause, Article 1, Section 2 of the U.S. Constitution of 1786, in fact declared that for purposes of representation in Congress, enslaved blacks in the state will be counted as 3/5 of the number of white inhabitants of that state. The 3/5 clause was part of a series of compromises enacted by the Constitutional Convention of 1786. It says the most notable other clauses prohibited slavery in northwestern territories and ended U.S. participation in international slave trade in 1806. And it's funny because you hear them say, well, we ended this back, decades and decades ago, but there's still, a lot of these things that they had at first that they so-called abolished, you still see them doing it, just like the cops. What are they? They were modern day, the modern day slave patrol. Okay? Back then they had horses, they had a one-shot rifle. Now they got vehicles, okay? And they got what? AR-15s, they have handguns, shotguns, okay, dogs, which they had that back then too. Okay, it's just modernized. Everything that you see them did back in slavery is just modernized. Just like what they had you so-called Negroes, including you Latinos, Native Americans do. Okay, they had you, working in their fields for free. Okay, what do you see today? Okay, they got factories, you got McDonald's, you got Target, you got all these jobs. Okay, it's the same thing. Everything is just modernized. Okay. It's nothing new, But that's what our people don't understand. You don't get that you're still a slave within this man's system, you know? Because you think you got a good job, you got some so-called white friends, You probably got a so-called Edomite chick. You think, that means something, okay? It says, and these compromises reflect the Virginia Constitutional Convention delegate and future U.S. President James Madison's observation that the states were divided into different interests, not by their size, but principally from their having or not having slaves. It says when Constitutional Convention Delegate Roger Sherman of Connecticut proposed that congressional representation be based on the total number of inhabitants of a state, Delegate Charles Pinckney of South Carolina agreed, saying blacks ought to stand on equality with whites, which that's madness. Okay, the Lord, look, the Lord set us above all the nations, man. We are not equal with these heathens. We are above these heathens. Okay, the Lord didn't set us up to be equal with the other nations, man. Okay, the reason why you are under them right now is because we broke the laws. Basically, we on punishment. The Lord put us on punishment. Okay, this is why we're pushing repentance to Yahweh Shema Shah. If you an Israelite, okay, obedience. Because when that happens, the Lord's going to flip the script, man. What he's going to do anyway, regardless. You 2/3 don't believe it, don't matter. But anyway, Pinckney's statement was disingenuous since at the time he knew most blacks were enslaved in his state and none, slave or free, could vote or were considered equals of white South Carolinians. Other delegates, including most notably Governor Morris of Pennsylvania, argued that he could not support equal representation because he could never agree to give such encouragement to the slave trade by allowing them southern states a representation for their Negroes. Okay? At the end of the day, you this still applies today. You're still considering this man's eyes 3/5 of a human being. Nothing's changed, you know? And they show it to you by gunning you down in the streets, poisoning your food, you know? Esau, when it comes to you so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, he controls what you watch, what you listen to, who your leader is going to be, okay? Why does he do that? Because he considers you 3/5 of a human being. He considers you his stock, you know, his cattle. Okay? What does Joel, the 3rd chapter, say? Just Joel 3:3. And they, the heathen nations, have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for a harlot, you know, which if you a good movie to watch is Good by Uncle Tom, man. They was you know, they was turn our little boys into so-called faggots, man. You know, they was putting glitter on it, glitter on them, you know, making them dance certain ways. This is what they were doing. Just watch that movie Goodbye Uncle Tom, okay? And sold a girl for wine that they might drink, okay? That's what they've done. Why would you do that? You would do that because you would consider this people what? 3/5 of a human being. You would consider them what? Stock, cattle. That's what you do with cows. That's what you do with pets and stuff, okay? You know? And if you go down, it tells you the nations. O Tyre and Zion on all the coast of Palestine. So that's going to them Hamites, okay? The so-called Africans, which you do have, I always bring it out, you do have Israelites over in the land, Africa. But I'm talking about them Hamites, man. Them enemy nation, them enemy, them heathen, Hamites, Salakia. You know? Look up the East African slave trade, man. Okay? They were them and them Ishmaelites, them so-called Arabs. Look up the Arab slave trade, cause they had a part in it too. Okay, them Arabs, they had. It was said, you know, they had 2 Israelite women as concubines, you know, per man, you know, and they would have an Israelite man guard, you know, the door while they was smashing a woman, man. You see, that's they did some inhumane shit, man, and they still doing inhumane shit, you know. They don't give a shit about you Israelites, man. You know? You're beneath them. You're considered an animal in their eyes. This is why they push through their science that you so-called Negroes, you evolved from monkeys. You know? They call you Latin tribes, okay, illegal aliens. Okay? There's a reason why they put them titles on you. You know? You ain't even full human to them in this system. Okay? So of course, this is why they make money. They make money off killing you tribes, man. These officers, even regular Edomites that shoot you down the streets, they get a lot of money. They set up GoFundMe accounts and they make a killing off of you tribes getting put to death. Going back all the way back to George Zimmerman. You know, when George Zimmerman, when Trayvon Martin, he sold that gun that he used to kill Trayvon Martin. I believe it went for over $200,000. Okay, that man made hella money off that gun. Who you think bought that gun? A Edomite. And George Zimmerman, you might say, well, he's one of your people. George Zimmerman is not one of our people. Because if you look up, okay, if you look up his biography, you'll see his mom was a so-called Peruvian, which his mother was an Israelite, but his father was a so-called German, man. A Temanite, an Edomite. So what does that make him? It makes him an Edomite, man. He has that same spirit of a devil on him, man. That's why he did what he did to Trayvon Martin. That's a George Zimmerman was a terror, man. He looked like a Issacharite or a Northern Kingdom, but he's a terror, man. Okay, that's what he is, man. But they make a killing off killing you tribes, man. Okay. Let me get a scripture. You Jakes out there that's still asleep. You better wake the hell up, man. You still in that love everybody's spirit. You still in that spirit of equality. You look. It's not gonna end well with you. Let me see. Cause the Lord's about to judge these people. Okay? You're gonna judge them. Bear with me real quick. They know judgment. They see they statues of these different slave traders and these different, ruthless thugs that they call, good people like Cristobal Colon, aka Christopher Columbus, all these statues, these slave traders that's getting their heads knocked off and getting thrown in the river. They see that, They see that shit. They know what time it is, Let me see. All right, this is Proverbs 17. Actually, you know what? Let me get this is Deuteronomy. This is the law right here, our law. Deuteronomy 27 and 24 says, "Cursed be he that smiteth his neighbor secretly, and all the people shall say Amen." And that's what they do. When your Israelite get put to death, and don't get me wrong, really, you got Jake. Jake is wicked, Jake. A lot of Jakes are wicked, but but for one, there's a reason Jake is wicked like that. It's because you devils, you've programmed these Jake to be like that. You program Jake to be drug dealers, pimps, hoes, all these things. It was all you doing that, okay? Jake will get gunned down. These Edomites will try to justify, well, he was a crook, he was this. He was known for that. Look at his background. That's what they do. Pull up a picture of you when you had, an encounter with the law, and it will show you with a mean mug on your face. This is what they do, okay? And another thing they're doing is, with these statues being toppled, You know, these different Edomite statues being tore down. Okay, I seen the thing, and who are they blaming it on? It said Black Lives Matter protesters, which it is Black Lives Matter, which Black Lives Matter is ran by George Soros and the Clintons, Edomites. Okay, so they're set up to do what they're gonna do. But what you saw, what I saw on the thing, it showed Jake on there. It showed Jake in front of the statue. It didn't show the Edomites that was all them Edomites that was in the crowd, and it was because the Edomites was the main one doing it. They was the one spray painting the statues, okay, and tying it up and throwing it in the river. But you didn't see Edomite. They showed a picture of Jake. So you see what this man's about. This man's a devil, man. Okay, a deceiver. You know, this man is showing you that he wants smoke with you. You know. But anyway, let me read it again. It says Deuteronomy 27 and 24. Cursed be he that smiteth his neighbor secretly, and all the people shall say amen. Cursed be he that taketh reward to slay an innocent person, and all the people shall say amen. Okay? That's what they do. Okay? Put you to death, and they get, you know, millions of dollars, if not hundreds and thousands of millions of dollars, man. Okay? So let me get Proverbs the 17th chapter. It's Proverbs 17. I start Proverbs 17. I start at verse 11. It says, an evil man seeketh only rebellion. Therefore a cruel messenger shall be sent against him. And right now the cruel messenger that's being sent against you through the word, this word is Yahweh, man, the king of terrors, man. Because he's coming to destroy you Edomites and your whole entire system, man. And to take all you heathens down, man. Okay? Which I'm going to get that. I'm going to end it off with that. It says, let a bear robbed of her whelps meet a man rather than a fool in his folly. Whoso rewardeth evil for good, you know, evil shall not depart from his house. And we in evil times. The Lord's plaguing, okay, Babylon the Great, aka spiritual Egypt, America, man. He's plaguing this place, man. Okay, for all the evil you've done against his people, man. The apple of his eye, man. The children of Israel, man. You gotta pay up for that, man. You got a tab to pay, you know. It says, the beginning of strife is as when one letteth out water, therefore leave off contention before it be meddled with. He that justified the wicked, you know, you justifying giving these people for murdering Jake, okay, for no apparent reason, off of the spiritual hate that you have against us, you know, you're justifying them, you know, you justify homosexuals, you justify, you know, pedophiles, you justify, okay, adultery, you justify wickedness, period, in this system of yours, you Edomites, okay, and condemn the just, even they both are an abomination to Yahweh by Shema Shah, man, okay, so you're an abomination, man, this system is abomination, man, okay. Let me see. All right, going back to Joel, the 3rd chapter, because all y'all gonna pay. You know, can't say this more than enough. We're gonna keep pushing it. We don't care if you don't like it. You keep hearing it over and over. You're gonna hear it over and over. Joel 3 and 4. Yeah, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, you Hamites, and all the coasts of Palestine, you Ishmaelites, you so-called Arabs? Okay, will ye render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, or I return recompense upon your own head, man. Okay, and there's another thing you're seeing. I seen a video. You got cops kneeling down to Jake, saying that they're sorry for all the brutality. No, they're not. They're lying, man. They putting on the front, man. This is what they do. They come at you with a smile, open arms, a hug, and then when they get Jake in that complacent mindset, then they strike, man. That's why you are called that serpent, man. That's what a snake does. Okay, a snake, okay, waits and catch you when you're not looking, when you're off guard, you know, and then it strike. That's Esau. He has a serpent like he has serpent like characteristics, man. You know, this is what they do. You know, so Jacob, these 2/3, they could forgive you, but the Lord's not gonna forgive you, man. The Lord don't care about that. Okay, you could say you sorry, you could pay all this money. You talk about we're gonna do this and that for you, the 40 acres, and it don't matter. The Lord's not gonna accept it. He's gonna return that upon your own head, man. You gonna pay. You know, all you heathens are gonna pay. Okay. First Maccabees 2:10 says, "For what nation have not gotten up for spoils?" Talking about what nation have not spoiled the nation of Israel, man. All you heathens had Yasharallah in captivity at some point. Okay? But you Edomites, you showed no mercy. You know? It says, because ye have taken my silver and my gold and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. You know, you go back in 70 AD, you know, with Titus and Vespasian, the Edomite Romans, which they were going by Romans at that time. Okay? When when 70 AD happened, that was them coming against our people. Okay? And what they do, they closed Jake in, starved Jake out. Jake was fighting each other, you know, within side, you know, Jake ran out of supply. You know, Jake turned to cannibalism. Okay. And what they do, they sacked the temple as they've always done, and they stole all the riches out of the temple. Look up the ark of Titus. You know, that's what they done. It says, and what happened? You had some of our people. They had fled in the different parts of, you know, Africa, mainly Western Africa. Okay, and from there, you know, the transatlantic slave trade happened. That's why you Jakes were in Africa. Okay, it's not because that's your homeland. It's because we fled, okay, from the persecution, okay, in 70 AD. Okay, but then Deuteronomy 28 and 68 came into play. All right, it says the sixth verse: the children also of Judah, so-called Negroes, and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, which is talking about the Edomites, and that ye might remove them far from their border, which is our homeland, the land of Israel. Okay? And where we were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Everywhere besides, you know, Israel. Because who you got in Israel right now? Heathens. Okay? Amalek, the so-called Jewish people. You got Hamites there. You know, I believe it's Cush, Ethiopians. Okay? You got the so-called Arabs, you know, Ishmael. Got all types of heathens in our land fighting over claiming it to be their land when it doesn't belong to none of them. You know? That's stolen property. Okay? So, this is the seventh verse. It says, behold, I will raise them out of the place where ye have sold them. And we're being raised up right now. The house of David is starting with the house of David. Okay, and what we doing? We pushing this word out against you. Okay, condemning you to your face. Okay, telling you that you Esau. Telling you heathens what you are. Okay, telling you your judgment, man. And telling our people, if they don't get right, okay, they gonna get judged along with you. Okay? Being raised up. This is why you in panic mode. This is why you hurrying up and trying to push your new world order. That shit ain't gonna happen, man. Okay? We telling you gonna push your new one. We telling you gonna do certain things. You doing it. Okay? It says, behold, I will raise them out of the place where ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head, man. So this is what the Lord's getting ready to do. He's getting ready to judge you heathen, man. This is the day of the heathen that the scriptures is talking about, man. Okay? All you heathens are going to drink of that cup, man. Okay? Byword, being a byword, being a reproach, you know? Slavery, man. Captivity. Okay? Being on the bottom. Okay? That's that recompense, man. Lord's getting ready to destroy you nations, man. To overthrow you. Okay? This is the 8th verse. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, the so-called Negroes. Just like you did us. Okay? See, the Lord, the scriptures say in Proverbs, the 11th chapter, for a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, man. So the Lord is gonna he's gonna make it right. This is how we gonna be equal, you know? The same thing you did to us, the same thing we're gonna do to you. Okay, you spoiled us, we're gonna spoil you. Okay? You've killed us, So the Lord's going to justify us killing you in righteousness, using the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay? We can't do nothing now because we have no, the Lord ain't raised that standard up yet, you know? Because Esau tried to say he said gonna kill us. No, we said through Yahweh Shemel Shah, when he gets back, okay, then he's gonna justify us in doing all this. Okay? Let me read it again. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabeans, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it. And no, I believe those are Hamites. Those are Cush, I believe. The Sabians are actually Cush. Let me see. Yeah, they could be Cush. I know they're Hamites. Okay? So basically, what that's saying is what? It's gonna be another slave trade. But this time it's not gonna be the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's gonna be you heathen, especially you Edomites. You going into slavery, man. And just like you sold us from plantation to plantation, just like you sold us for gun, muskets, you know, wine and all these other things, the same thing's gonna happen to you, man. Okay, but the Lord, let me end it with that. So yes, it is gonna be another slave trade. Okay? They be like, man, well, you like to hear them say, this is the slave trade is the sin of America. Well, what's gonna be done about it? That's when they don't want to say anything no more, because they don't want nothing to be done. They want it to be, they did what they did, and that's final. Well, according to Yahweh Shemel Shah, it's not final. It's a manifest. See, it was manifest destiny for you Edomites to come into power. Now it's a manifest destiny part 2. And what's that gonna be? Okay, Second Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay? This time Jacob's gonna rise up and you gonna fall. You gonna fall for good this time. You're not gonna come back into power. Okay? You're the last um you're the last heathen nation to rule. Okay? To rule. After you Edomites fall, that's it. There's no more the Lord gave you a fair chance. Okay? No more heathens are gonna have and rule in power no more. Okay? This is because this is the time we in right now. I'm gonna start at Revelations 18 and 1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird, man. And this place is falling right now. Okay? Every day, every hour, okay? Every month that go by, it's going to get worse and worse, and all the way up to the destruction of Babylon the Great, the nuclear destruction. It says, For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of earth have committed fornication with her. These other heathens, okay? They were all in line with oppressing the Israelites, man. Okay? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. They were all with oppressing you, okay? None of these heathens, when these nations saw what Esau was doing to our people on this side, wherever we've been scattered, none of them came to the rescue. They all sat there and laughed at it. So they're gonna pay too. It says, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Because America got rich off the blood of the saints, the Israelites, the transatlantic slave trade, even to this very day, still getting rich. Okay? And these other nations, they being tag team partners with America, they got a piece of the pie as well. But now they find out that they've been fucked over, so now they're mad. Like it says in Jeremiah 51, verse 7. It says, And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not of her plagues. And he's telling you to spiritually depart from this place. Okay? Stop envying the oppressor. Stop being like the heathen, because the Lord's getting ready to destroy the heathen. And if you are Israelite and you still acting like a heathen, you still want this place to go on, the Lord's going to destroy you with this place. Okay? For her sins have reached on to heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquities. Okay? The Lord seen everything you Edomites have done throughout time, man. The Lord was just keeping, tabs. Okay, he did this, write that down. He did that, write that down. And Esau thinking he got away with it. The Lord's been watching you this whole time. The scriptures say, for the work of all flesh, the Lord's eyes on upon the work of all flesh. I kind of said it backwards, but it's somewhat to that in the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus. Okay? He's been watching everything you devils have been doing. He's been keeping tabs on it. And now he's about to recompense you for your works. Okay? Not recompense. He's about to judge you for your works. Okay? Here's the point. It says reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup that was she had filled to her double. So when you Edomites go down, you go into captivity, you gonna get double of what our people had to go through. Because what our people went through was inhumane, man. Okay? It was inhumane. Let me get that right quick. Then I'm gonna probably end it. It's a spirit. It's Daniel's 12. And not Daniel's 12. I think it's Daniel's 11. Hold on. I'm trying to find it. I know what I'm looking for. Oops. Damn. Man. Bear with me. I forgot where it was in the book of the Daniel. It's talking about how no other nation has dealt with what Judah has dealt with. Probably can't find it. Try one more time. If I can't find it, I'm probably just gonna end it. This is it. This is it. Let me just see where I'm gonna start at. Mm, Yep, this is Daniel's 9. I'll start at 8. It says, "O Lord, to us belong confusion of face because you got Israelites once again that look like the other nations." Okay? It says, "To our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. To the Lord our power belong mercy and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord our power to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants the prophets." It says, "Yeah, all Israel have transgressed by thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curses poured upon us, the curses of what? Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, the 15th verse. I always bring it out. Okay? That's upon our people right now. Okay? That's how you know who the Israelites are, is those curses. You know? It says, in the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, because we have sinned against him, and he have confirmed his words which he spake against us. The Lord put us in captivity. The Lord, okay, made us a byword as the curses speak. All the curses, okay, the Lord did that. Okay? It says, he put us on the bond beneath these heathen. That's what you see playing out right now. You know? It says, and against our judges that judge us by bringing upon us a great evil, for under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem, man. Nobody has dealt with the hardships, going into captivity, the inhumane, okay, transatlantic slave trade, man. No other nation has faced that on planet Earth, man. Okay? That the transatlantic slave trade was the most inhumane thing, okay, or slave trade ever to happen on the planet Earth, man. Okay? Nobody has gone through what our people have gone through. But now the Lord's going to flip it. Now the Lord's going to render a judgment to you heathens this time. This time you heathens are going to face the worst captivity, okay, on the planet Earth, man. Under the Israelites, man. This is what Yahweh Shah is coming to do. He's coming to set up his people, man. Set up his kingdom with his people going to be joint heirs with them. And take our enemies down, man. Okay? So, that's it. Call her Lord La Yahweh Bashimel Shah Yahweh Ratazah. This was edifying. Baba Gashah, Baba Ball, Baba Ball, Baba Ball, Abba Ha Ayapia, Abba Ha Ayapia, Abba Ha Ayapia. Shalom to the elect, also to you few Israelite sisters, you few Akwaf that do listen and learn. Shalom.